Python type hinting without cyclic imports. I'm trying to split my huge class into two, well, basically into the main class and a mixin with additional functions, like so. Main.py file. My mixin.py file. Now, while this works just fine, the type hint in my mixin.func2 of course can't work. I can't import main.py, because I'd get a cyclic import and without the hint, my editor, PyCharm, can't tell what self is. I'm using Python 3.4, but I'm willing to move to 3.5 if a solution is available there. Is there any way I can split my class into two files and keep all the connections, so that my IDE still offers me auto-completion and all the other goodies that come from it knowing the types?
The bigger issue is that your types aren't sane to begin with. My mixin makes a hard-coded assumption that it will be mixed into main, whereas it could be mixed into any number of other classes, in which case it would probably break. If your mixin is hard-coded to be mixed into one specific class, you may as well write the methods directly into that class instead of separating them out. To properly do this with sane typing, my mixin should be coded against an interface, or abstract class in Python parlance.
There isn't a hugely elegant way to handle import cycles in general, I'm afraid. Your choices are to either redesign your code to remove the cyclic dependency, or if it isn't feasible, do something like this. The type_checking constant is always false at runtime, so the import won't be evaluated, but mypy and other type checking tools will evaluate the contents of that block. We also need to make the main type annotation into a string, effectively forward declaring it since the main symbol isn't available at runtime. If you are using Python 3.7+, we can at least skip having to provide an explicit string annotation by taking advantage of PEP 563. The from__future__import annotations import will make all type hints be strings and skip evaluating them. This can help make our code here mildly more ergonomic. All that said, using mixins with mypy will likely require a bit more structure than you currently have. mypy recommends an approach that's basically what Disease is describing, to create an ABC that both your main and my mixin classes inherit. I wouldn't be surprised if you ended up needing to do something similar in order to make PyCharm's checker happy.
For people struggling with cyclic imports when importing class only for type checking, you will likely want to use a forward reference, PEP 484, type hints. When a type hint contains names that have not been defined yet, that definition may be expressed as a string literal, to be resolved later. So instead of you do
Since Python 3.5, breaking your classes up into separate files is easy. It's actually possible to use import statements inside of a class name column block in order to import methods into a class. For instance, class_def.py. In my example, c.a will be a method which returns the string hello. c.b will be a method which returns hello goodbye. c.x will thus return hello goodbye. To implement A and B, do the following. _methods1.py. Explanation. Type_checking is true when the type checker is reading the code. Since the type checker doesn't need to execute the code, circular imports are fine when they occur within the if type_checking column block. The __future___ import enables postponed annotations. This is an optional. Without it you must quote the type annotations, i.e. def a self column c column. We define _methods2.py similarly. In versus code, I can see the type detected from self.a when hovering. And everything runs as expected. Notes on older Python versions. For Python versions less than or equal to 3.4, type underscore checking is not defined, so this solution won't work. For Python versions less than or equal to 3.6, postponed annotations are not defined. As a workaround, omit from __future___ import annotations and quote the type declarations as mentioned above.
The rest of the video is Cyclic.